all my readings indicate that the whole shebang is about faith.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Okay.
It seems easy, but it goes back to your fact of, if God's loving, why do people get to go to hell? Because he makes it that easy, maybe that is the
Hey,
answer.
maybe that's it. Yeah, that's an interesting approach.
That's interesting, people, kind of negating it, saying there's no way God would send anybody to hell. But at the same time, they go, well, how do you get to go to heaven so easily? Well,
yeah.
Doesn't that answer your question?
It might. It might.
So,
yeah. You're well read, and I'm not. I've read not the Old Testament. I very recently, actually, speaking with my man, I learned very recently that the Jewish Torah, the first 5 books of Moses, the Pentateuch, is not the Old Testament. There's more to the Old Testament.
Yeah,
I didn't actually know that until this trip.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and I certainly haven't even read all of the Old Testament. Is my point.
Yeah.
Do you know if the God is a jealous God line is from the New or Old?
I don't.
I don't recall having read it myself.
I should, but I'm not good at memorizing verses and passages exactly as they appear. I just kind of paraphrase them, which some people will say is really bad, but I think if you get the gist out of it, you're getting the gist out of it. I'm going to say it's New Testament.
I don't think it came up in my 5 books. It might still be Old Testament, but not the first 5.
Sure.
From what I remember, and I have thought that was an interesting notion.
I can also see it being in the Old Testament, particularly when there are all the things going on with the Israelites,
golden
calves,
Baal,
all the false images and whatnot.
Sure.
I can really see that being part of Old Testament talk as well.
Absolutely.
Saying that God is a jealous God.
Well, and the first rule, but the first commandment of the 10 Commandments is that God is one.
Yeah.
That is the number one. So even if it doesn't say jealousy, because jealousy I feel to be a very human feeling.
Sure.
It's a very human. Jealousy is very human, I think, and so I feel it's interesting to apply that to a celestial being, but I do think it's in keeping with the very first, arguably, just foundational. God is one.
Sure.
That's what separated the Jews from the people before them, and has with Islam and Christianity maintained. So I think jealousy is I think it's a very, I still think that's a very human understanding of the solidarity, unity, but you can't deny that.
Right.
You can't deny the unity.
Sure.
And to have, say, the golden calf, which is Old Testament, and that was Moses' brother Aaron, by the way.
It was.
That's a raw deal, and that did not go over well.
No, not so much.
It did not go over well, so I understand it. Though I know I've recently I flipped around through YouTube a while ago, as is my want.
It's addictive.
It is. It's awesome, and I found some Oprah info. Now I don't watch much Oprah, but I saw that she got in trouble. I assume that everyone loves Oprah. I've heard.
I think Oprah sucks.
Except for the people who don't watch. But I mean, the people in general, like she's got a magazine, and she's successful, and she's apparently got more power than the president.
She's going to uprise an evil feminine army. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, right. Sure of it. Matter of time and place. But I heard her on Larry Keane discuss some of her spiritual beliefs, and apparently she has actually. The reason I clicked on it is because she's, for the first time, to my understanding, gained some flack from the Christian crew that really likes her show, and it's I think because she's questioning the singularity of the right path, and what she said for her really sparked it was the jealous God idea, which I also have always thought is kind of interesting. My question is jealous of what? God is everything and everywhere in my head, so.
Well, put it in this context. Let's say, okay, you're a father. You create this child. You bring this child in the world.
Yeah.
You give this child everything they could want: food, clothing, sacrifice, unbelievable amounts of time, money, effort, everything. This kid is 18. She marries a guy, becomes the center of her world.
Okay.
You don't exist anymore. Okay, I mean, you're just an afterthought.
Yeah.
Will you feel jealousy?
I'll feel, yeah, I mean, that might be a term.
Would it be wrong of her to treat you that way, to not give you your respect?
My daughter to essentially go elsewhere.
Not to go elsewhere, but to not acknowledge you for what you've done, to not respect you for what you've done. You know, you're you get an old age and you're in need,
sure.
and she does nothing in return. I mean, you just don't exist.
Yeah.
She's completely focused on something else.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong, and that's a very basic analogy, but I mean, I kind of look at it like that, you know, because I have a kid.
Yeah.
And I do things for him, and will continue to do these things for him. And if he were to just hate me, and not appreciate anything I've done for him, it would evoke some wrath in me. It would.
Would it evoke jealousy? Are you jealous of the object of his affection?
I think every person, I believe that most every parent, when they give their kid away, feels some jealousy.
Yeah.
Or when that first true relationship develops. Because especially if you have as men, if we have a daughter, and she's just constantly doting on this guy, and you're getting no love.
Yeah, right. Well, you're taking for granted.
Oh, I'm going to be jealous as can be.
Yeah, I can see that. Interesting.
But that's the way I look at it. But also angry. I mean, you know, what if this God created you? He's given you everything. He's just blessed you with this lavish life, and the next thing you know, you worship the sun every day.
Yeah.
And he's like,
what?
I made the sun for you.
Yeah.
This is nonsense, you know? So I kind of look at it like that, and I'm sure you can browbeat it and look and translate it from Hebrew and look at this, and maybe, play some semantics with it, and maybe it's actually closer to another word, not jealousy.
I'm sure.
We can blame it on the Catholics, I'm sure, because, that happens a lot.
I've heard it does.
Because they did have a lot to do with the Bible as it appears to us now.
Correct.
So, I mean, I try not to. That's something I'm torn with. I come from a very strict background. I have a mother who I have nothing but respect for, personally, especially spiritually, religiously. I mean, she has more discipline than anyone I've ever met. But she really takes the word, and I mean, this is the word. This is what it says. Well, is it possible that maybe it's translated a little bit differently and this and that? For instance, I'm not going to take the general idea and twist it. I'm not comfortable with that. I think that's blasphemous. So I'm not going to say God is completely not jealous.
Okay.
I think there should have been a not in there, and they just left that out.
Right.
Okay.
That's a little too reformed.
That's too much for me.
Okay.
What I can realize is, maybe jealous wasn't the perfect word. Maybe that's not exactly how it should come out, but I'm still getting the gist. So if you have a mind block on the word jealous, and you have had bad experience with jealous people, maybe I can open up and say, well, maybe jealous isn't the perfect word, but you get the gist.
Oh, I absolutely do. Mine is actually, though I think you're entirely correct to say it could boil down to a semantic argument, and I'm sure when you check out the Bible translated from Hebrew to Greek to so on and so forth, it's going to happen. For me, so I'm working with the gist. I think of polytheism when I think of a jealous God. The reason I specifically mention it as very human is because you can put whatever word you want into the jealous spot. It's still, in my mind, a very human approach to, like you said, the father-son scenario is a very human relationship.
Yeah.
The father-daughter relationship is very human. And as I've kind of grown in myself and spiritually, I've kind of, I don't know. I think I'm just not sure how human something that's not human is. And so for me, I'm not sure how to approach it. That leaves you with very little to stand on. But that's kind of where I'm at, and that's what I'm. But
fair enough.
Yeah,
it's hard to grasp.
Yeah.